guys, it's Marissa, and today I'm here with my best friend, Raheli.
Hi!
We are in LA, that's where she lives, and I'm on spring break, and decided to film a little YouTube video together. Just talking about positivity and Raheli's favorite subject, fighting adversity with positivity. Yeah, I guess let's start because I've never filmed with you on this channel before.
Nope.
I don't think ever.
That
no,
was
I
on
did
Vlogmas.
do Vlogmas on here on this channel. Yeah, so she's in Vlogmas 2015.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Vlogmas 2015, whenever I went and visited her in Florida, right after your last chemo treatment.
Yes.
Yeah, so that's a good segue
So
into...
my hair is longer now.
Yeah, it's much longer since that video, but why don't you just talk about your story for like a minute or two.
I'm gonna start off by saying that Marissa and I have known each other since high school. That's where my story begins. We've known each other since high school, and then Marissa left and moved to LA. And when I was in my junior year of college, I would visit LA pretty frequently, and we would paint the town. And at the end of my junior year, no, oh my gosh, bam, sophomore year. So I used to visit LA during my sophomore year. At the end of my sophomore year of college, my stepfather passed away. And I made the choice to move home from college and be with my mom during her grieving period, and I just took online classes. And then at the end of that semester of the online classes is when I decided that I would just pick up and move to LA. So I applied to school out in LA, and I came out here in January, and I started my semester in January. And in May, I was diagnosed with cancer out here in LA. And so not having any family out here or anything like that, me and my family decided that I would do treatment in Florida. And so I got on a red eye. Marissa drove me to the airport, and I flew to Florida, and I met with the doctor, and the rest is history.
She vlogged her entire experience going through chemo and dealing with cancer, and in probably like the best way anybody could deal with it is with positivity, and that's what she really advocates for. Like, she is a big advocate for
everything's gonna be okay.
Your thing is fighting adversity with positivity.
Yeah.
So I think that's a thing that a lot of people struggle with. You know, something hard happens in your life, and it's easy and it's comfortable to just get sucked into like being really sad and down about it all, and you do need to feel those emotions. But it's also really important to understand that like you have to stay positive. You have to. That's the only way that you're gonna stay sane. And also I think a big part of healing and grieving and all that stuff is the energy that you're creating and being and deciding to stay happy and understand that like everything is gonna be okay. You just have to get through this.
And sometimes when I say everything's gonna be okay, it's kind of like some people may think, well, some people die, some people get cancer and die, and I don't mean that everybody, like if you're happy, you're gonna beat cancer. It's just you have the power to choose how you wanna spend that time. And it really helps with your battle, whether it's cancer or an eating disorder or any other illness, physical or mental. Having the positive outlook and kind of remembering that whatever happens, whatever I have control over, if I have control over having a good attitude about it, then I have control and I can make that change. There are certain things that we don't have control over. Right. So you need to focus on what you can control. Because the more you stress about things you can't control, the harder it is to get through it. We have this kind of, we have a fight or flight reaction to things as human beings and creatures. And when I say fight or flight, I mean with fight, that's really, you know, standing up and seeing what you can do and being an advocate and kind of, you know, fighting for yourself in focusing on what you can control. And flight is kind of escaping and retracting and not facing those struggles and not facing the hardship. It's kind of throwing, you know, pity party for yourself and just feeling bad and down about what's happening. And don't get me wrong, it's okay to feel bad and down. I'm a really big advocate for that. It's the hard part is learning to come back to your core and not continue to feel down and let it, you know, make that the definition of you. If you fight and if you change your attitude, you use mindfulness to create your better world, then you can do anything. And even if your prognosis, let's say, isn't good, like that attitude throughout the time until, you know, your prognosis is really not good, is like, it makes your life, and people around you, like, you learn to, like, you know, take advantage of the time that you have left with people and all of those kinds of things. So really everything will be okay. Yeah. Not always in the definition that we think everything will be okay, but it's how you make it.
Something that I started to do at the beginning of the year, because like I shared on my channel, like I dealt with some depression at the beginning of the year, and that was really hard. I'd spend all day in my bed doing nothing. It took everything in me to go to my 2:30 p.m. class, and what I started to do is I went out and I bought a whiteboard for my bedroom and I hung it up on my wall, and every single day, as soon as I woke up, whether that be at 9 a.m. or 2 p.m., whenever I got up, the first thing I did was I chose an affirmation to have for that day. I wrote it on my board, and just writing it totally like changes your mindset. Like writing it down, being like, today I choose to focus on what is good in my life. Something as simple as that, and making it positive, can really turn any of those negative thoughts around. And then like throughout the day, when I'd start to kind of like sink back into the negativity and sink back literally into my covers to like hide from life, I would just remind myself of that affirmation that I had on my board.
I'm also a really big advocate for gratitude lists and gratitude journaling.
That was one of the first things you did after you got diagnosed, is you made a gratitude list.
I did it before I was diagnosed.
Oh, wow.
I did it, I mean, I always did gratitude lists, but I really got into it when I was going through tests, and I didn't even know cancer was in the radar. I was just feeling really sick and really low and depressed, and I just started gratitude journaling. And then through treatment, it's also what helped me. And like, my biggest thing was, most of the time in those gratitude lists, I always thought to myself, well, like, I don't have my health. So like, what am I really grateful for? Isn't health the like one thing that we should all have and whatever? And then I was like, okay, I'm not going to include health on these lists. But then I had lists of so many other things that there are to be grateful for in my life. And so whenever I get the thought like, oh, I'm so mad I don't have this in my life, I always remember and I retract to my gratitude lists, and I'm like, but I have all of these other things.
Yeah.
And I am so grateful for those things. So if it'll take me a little while to get my health back, or get some money back, or get, you know, relationships in my family back, or things like that, like, I have all of these other things right now, and I'll work and do whatever I can to get those things back, but I won't let it bring me down. Yeah, gratitude lists are so helpful, and affirmations, just like writing these things down and knowing like what your mind can do is just so...
You start thinking negative thoughts, those things will manifest in your life. You start thinking positive thoughts, positivity will start manifesting in your life. And I've seen it firsthand, you've seen it firsthand. Like, it just happens. And like, always focusing on the positive, it's not easy. Like, we're saying it, but it is really...
It takes effort.
Hard. It takes a lot of effort, but you can do it. Like, you can do it. And tomorrow's a new day, the next day is a new day. Like, you can always start over. There doesn't have to be like some sort of milestone to make you start over. Like, it's just every day is another, you know, struggle, honestly, to stay positive when you are dealing with something that is so awful in your life. But you just keep working towards being more positive.
Yeah, and take in your bad moments.
Yeah.
And feel them. Like, really feel them and get to know them. And know that that's not what you want to feel all the time. And then move on from it. Whether it's like a mental, like an actual mental disability or something like that, or depression or anything like that, there's help for that.
Yeah.
So you're not alone in figuring out how, you know, to, you know, direct yourself or go in the right direction of, you know, mindfulness and doing what you're capable.
that Adam?
Yeah.
Let's get Adam in on this.
It does. Why don't we talk about therapy? That's what I was trying to get to.
Oh, yeah.
Like, you're not alone. Like, go see a therapist.
Yeah.
Get help.
We want to segue on that topic because I feel like that...
No, that's what I was trying to say.
Yeah.
So, you're not alone. And when I say that, I don't mean there are other people experiencing what you're experiencing.
Which is also true.
Which is very true, and which is why you and I do this YouTube thing.
Yeah.
Is to share with other people that you're not alone and give resources and also show the hard times, which we've done. But if you really feel like you're very much struggling, I recommend, and I'll always recommend this, and I do it, and I don't know if you do it. Okay, you do it. I know you do it. I didn't know if you were public about it.
Oh, yeah.
Therapy.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if you're really feeling so low that you feel like you cannot do the mindful and the positive thing on your own, go to a therapist and just, I don't know, I think therapy is amazing.
I do too, and there's nothing to be ashamed of.
It's not taboo.
Right, there's nothing wrong with going out and seeking help from any... The camera overheated. We're back. Also, there are people out there that want to help you, and a lot of people get frustrated when they go to a therapist and they don't like them, or they get a bad feeling about them, and so they give up. They're like, therapy is stupid. I hated my therapist. Go to another one. Like, seriously, always go to another one. I know somebody who went to 3 before they found one that they liked, but just don't give up, because not everybody works well with everybody,
and
you know?
there's so many different models. I mean, I'm studying psychology right now, and like, there's so many different approaches to psychology and therapy. There's the humanistic, there's behavioral, there's cognitive. So you need to see which one works for you. And, you know, if cognitive doesn't work, then maybe behavioral will work. Or the humanistic approach, which is like more of into positive psychology, which is what I'm going to study. But there's so many different kinds of therapy. And like, if you really want to make yourself better and really work on achieving that, it starts with you, obviously, and putting in the effort. Because like I said, and like Marissa said, this approach to overcoming adversities is not the easy one, and you just really have to put an effort to it.
Yeah. To wrap up, there is something that I always like to make a point of, which is that no matter your problem, whether it be your mental health, whether it be physical health, whether it be anything, don't ever think that it's not good enough to get help. That was something I struggled with for so long, especially when I had an eating disorder. It was always like, I'm not skinny enough to be like, to need help or to need therapy or like whatever. Like, I'm not this enough. My problems aren't bad enough.
Or if you don't feel sick enough.
Yeah, or you don't feel sick enough.
And you feel like a hypochondriac, because some people make you feel like a hypochondriac. Do not fall into that. You have to be your biggest advocate. Be your biggest advocate. Say it with me. Be your biggest advocate. Adam. Be your biggest advocate. Woo! Seriously. Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
I cannot stress that enough. Any little thing. Nobody will laugh. And if people do, they suck. They don't matter. They don't matter your life. But like, the professionals that you're seeking help from will take you seriously.
Yes.
And if they don't, move on.
Find a different one, because there are people out there who won't for whatever reason, and then you'll go get a second opinion from someone and they'll be like, why?
You have cancer.
Yeah, they're like, what are you talking
Literally,
about?
that happened to me, guys. I'm not joking. Some lady told me I had a head cold, and I said, there's something in my chest. Can I please get an x-ray? She's like, you have a head cold. Go like sinus, clean your sinuses out. I was like, okay. And the next doctor, you have cancer.
Yeah, so don't give up on like finding the right person to help you. All right, well, I'm glad this turned out pretty good. We had no plan, and I really think that we made a lot of good points, and hopefully this will help some of you out there. And yeah.
Thank you for watching.
Yeah, thanks for watching. And if you guys don't know, well, you will at the beginning of this video, Rahelli has her own YouTube channel, and she makes beautiful videos, and so you should definitely go check it out, and maybe go back in time and check out some of her cancer vlogs, because they're super inspiring into just, staying positive, like we have said. And they're also pretty crazy. They're really crazy. So, yeah, definitely check it out. All of her links will be down below. And
leave a comment down below on how much you love Marissa, because I love her so much.
I love you. I'm leaving tomorrow and I'm so sad,
But Marissa's one of my bridesmaids.
I am.
That's exciting.
I know, I'm so excited. So literally in a year I will be here.
Yeah.
And you will be married.
You get married too.
Literally in a year, actually. Exactly
Yeah,
a year.
exactly a year you'll be married.
I'm getting married to this guy. He's a ginger. I know.
Okay guys, thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up and comment down below other tips that you might have on this subject, or share your story down below. We would love to read them. And be sure to subscribe to my channel as well as Rahelly's. And
Please.
Yes. And we'll see you in the next video.
Cheers!
Cheers! Bye!
Bye.
Everything's gonna be okay.